My name's Sal Govender. I'm the sales, marketing and communications leader for Cummins Southern Africa, and my role very much is to create brand awareness and build brand equity for the Cummins brand within the Southern African market.
So obviously here on the Cummins city-to-city tour, the inspiration behind that?
So very much, it wasn't a novel idea to ourselves. It was engendered in Europe and the UK. So they have been doing it for a while quite successfully. The US also, when they launched their new diesel engine, they went around the country to create awareness for it. So we've just replicated how well that power tour has worked, especially in Europe and the UK. And it's actually the first of its kind on the continent of Africa. So it's a first for us, but not new to Cummins. So the idea was there, and we worked on it and made it very bespoke to the African continent.
And the feedback from the man on the street?
I think it's been phenomenal because we've engaged with the public. We've used all the social media platforms to engage with the public, and not just our customers or our end users, but with the public at large. And I think when you look at a truck like this making its way down the motorway, it's hard not to spot, it's hard not to get involved, and it's hard not to interact on those social mediums about what you're seeing, right? Because it's phenomenal.
And Cummins has got really a cult following in America. What are
So
some of the
Cummins
things
is a very, very entrenched brand in the US. So, you know, if you ask anyone about Cummins, they know the brand, they understand the values and the equity behind it. And, you know, it's a Fortune 500 company. So Cummins has huge equity in North America and globally. But on the African continent, there's a lot of work that we have to do. You know, it's fairly new to the continent, and hence we have to create those inroads and create the awareness of what the Cummins brand stands for, but more importantly, how solution and innovative driven we are as an organization.
Absolutely. And 2017 Cummins tour. Anything up your sleeve?
So
Can you let us know?
we'll go back. We'll do a bit of a post-mortem on this to see what kind of return that we did get, and it's not always just about the return that we have on an investment like a roadshow, but I think it's more important how customers have engaged and what kind of technical prowess we have passed on to the market and where to from there. So we will do a bit of a post-mortem in the background to see, do we continue with this in 2017? Do we do something a little different? But it's worked extremely well. So, already within the week we've seen some successes in terms of leads that we've generated, but in terms of conversations that customers are having with our power generation team as well.
Sometimes gas gets a bit of a bad rep.
Yeah.
How in your position, how do you educate people about gas?
So I think it's very much positioning the factual and, once again, the technical performance of something, because in an industry like ours, with the products you're dealing with, it's not like tourism or the fluffy stuff that you can, use warm adjectives to say what your product's about. So for us, very much it is making people understand the technical capability and the technical performance behind it, and being very transparent in terms of what that is, to ensure that the customer understands, asks the requisite questions, and that's how we position it. It's really about being very open with the customers we engage with.
And where do you see the key growth opportunities in Africa, specifically?
So Africa as a continent has huge growth. Now, with the energy issues we have in Zimbabwe and Zambia, with all the hydropower that's not quite working out, the opportunities are in energy and energy solutions. And hence I think it's a market we must go after aggressively, not just about selling generators, but really about powering a continent. And I think that's what it's all about. It's about powering nations and giving energy solutions to nations, and making sure as an organization, we have a responsibility. And I think bringing power to the people is a key focus area for us.
Keys to maintaining the good Cummins name, reputation?
I think we're very value-driven as an organization, and hence Cummins brings in employees and resources that resonate with that. So I think for us it's just to maintain the Cummins brand. It's to live the Cummins values and to keep that ethos that Cummins has. It's about building better communities, building sustainable communities, and working together with the communities.
And how can we get more Cummins engines in the trucks of Southern Africa?
So very much a lot of our contracts are globally driven. But what we do, we ensure that where those contracts are already in place and those particular trucks or machinery, like construction machinery or whatever is in the continent, we maintain it because we maintain it through those relationships. So for us, very much in the continent of Africa, it's about maintaining that. But we have a huge filtration business that comes out of, manufactured at the RDC in Johannesburg, and that is a business that's for Cummins and non-applied Cummins engines as well. So there's huge growth, and it's more markets to penetrate, and I think it's a lot of work for us as Cummins to do within the continent.
And staying ahead of the innovation curve?
I think staying ahead of the innovation curve very much is where a core of the Cummins values lies. So you will find every day, whether it's in the US or Africa or in Europe, research and development is a continuous. It's perennial, it's ever evolving, and I think Cummins as an organization is very receptive to what the trends and changes in the market is.
USA is very, very advanced in power generation. What's the biggest takeout we can get from them?
I think very much how, the US does not have the kind of energy issues, right, if you must, like the way Africa does. And I think the takeout for them, and it's such a mature market, they're still able to be successful, is to replicate a lot of the successes and have the understanding is what makes them so successful in a mature market. We're an emerging market, so the opportunities are there, and we must, I think, go out and venture into it and take the lessons learned, what Cummins US does.
And as a woman in a largely male-dominated space, how can we encourage more females to get involved?
So Cummins is very driven towards women empowerment. It has huge emphasis and huge focus on that. It's part of its development programs. It's part of its women's growth within the organization. And I think more women are getting attracted. You'll find a lot of stylish women within Cummins, and you're thinking, diesel engines, power generators, but yet they can still, maintain their personas. So Cummins encourages that. And I think that is what makes it attractive to a lot of women on the outside wanting to come in.
Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Greg.